Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Dawn of War 2 replay. So on the bottom side, as the Lord General, we have KBL X WingmanTTV as his teammate. As the Force Commander, we have Bebop. As the biggest and the strongest mech boy, we have Rich Piano. Spawning as the biggest and the strongest war boss, we have TodesKnopf. And we've got sluggers, or shooters into shooters into shooters into shooters. So a whole bunch of shooters. Over here we've got the Scout Squad into Tactical Marines. Who generally 2v2s, it seems like I see 2 Tactical Marines. And we've got Pure Guardsmen into Sentinel into Pure Guardsmen. These forces are starting to make their advance. They're engaging the center of the map. The war boss is going to try and type these Imperial Guardsmen melee. Does get a nice knockback there. And gain some good damage in. We do got more Imperial Guardsmen pushing forward. They are not upgraded to start just yet, nor the other one. And one of the Lord General's guard bodyguards do go down. We have the Stomp upgrade there on the Sentinel. Sentinel's going to be charging forward, going for the Stomp, which does force back those squads without actually getting a Stomp off yet. Imperial Guardsman engaging the war boss in melee. Does get a nice stomp off there. We do got some tactical marines pushing the way forward, but we've got the mech boy and sluggers and shooters coming engaged as well. The war boss is getting some good damage there onto the Lord General. And the Lord General is falling his way back, getting some good damage in. Tactical Marines here, however, still in the fight. Already took any damage in all those engagements. We got more shooters, and the Mech Boy is still around as well. Sentinel's charging forward, but severely wounded. Mech Boy does charge forward, try to body block the Sentinel, was unsuccessful. We got Pure Guards here, repairing up the Sentinel as well. Tactical Marines are coming to support as I captured that requisition point here, as the Force Commander is making his way forward as well. The shooters are now being tied up in melee by the Force Commander. And the Sentinel is going to make his way forward as well. We've got some sluggers over here. The sluggers are not going to engage just yet. The war boss is currently unupgraded, nor is the mech boy. Force Commander does have the Artificer armor, giving just health and regen, just basic combat armor, and no upgrades there on the Lord General either. The war boss is starting to engage the Imperial Guardsmen up in melee, and gets a great stomp there. Stone Boy is now charging forward, trying to jump on top of the Tactical Marines, and Casual Devils are being deployed on out by the Lord General. The second Tactical Marine Squad has been deployed on out by the Force Commander as well. And that jump was largely not very useful. Could potentially see a knockback there. The jump also does give the Stone Boys the knockback resistance. Gain some good damage there onto the Tactical Marine Squad. We do also have the war boss getting a nice little stomp there as the Lord General and Pure Guards are trying to support these forces. One of the Tactical Marine Squads are falling back, severely wounded, but it looks like he will not go down. Storm Boys are falling back as well. So is the war boss. Over here we do got some explosions here. I'm not sure from what. Maybe a frag grenade or something.
Scouts ready.
The Space Marines force pushing way forward. The Mech Boy does teleport forward, trying to capture the VP. More Imperial Guardsmen and the Casual Devils making their advances. Be a great opportunity for a grenade launcher barrage right around here. Good barrage there. Mech Boy does teleport away. May need an eye for some health. Being upgraded with the battery pack, which gives it's a medic upgrade, if I remember correctly. Sluggers are seeing quite a bit of fire there. Shooters are engaging at long range. Many of them have been upgraded with the Daka upgrade. Or the big shooters upgrade, which grants the Daka Daka is the Mech Boy upgrade. Storm Boys do jump on in, engaging the Tactical Marine in melee. While the Storm Boys do have knockback resistance after jumping, they don't have suppression resistance. Grenade launcher barrage here knocked back some of those shooters, and the War Boss is still engaged in the mix, but gets knocked back there by the Casual Devil's shotguns. War Boss is being upgraded to the pole, which then signifies that he is the boss.
Our force commander has reached level 2.
Force commander's at level 2 apparently. And actually there's actually engagement over here. Looks like the sluggers managed to get in melee. One generator does go down, and this one's actually being rebuilt, so may have actually got 2 generators there. The sluggers actually may fully go down, get some nice melee hits there, and yeah, the sluggers do fully go down. So now there's no more. Well, the Mech Boy still can do repairs himself, but he's being upgraded. The battery pack is on pause because the Mech Boy himself is down, and we do also have the Pain Boy going out, which is the medic for the orcs.
Generator operational.
On the right side, you have a multi-las turret here, and these orcs do get knocked back there by a shotgun blast by the Casual Devils. The multi-las turret does not provide suppression there, which will provide some decent damage. Looks like the Mech Boy has been revived, I should say. And the sluggers are getting some great damage there on the Field Guards. The Field Guards need to fall back. And here comes the Flame Reverse onto the multi-las turret there. Both of the human players have been upgraded to tier 2, as neither orc players have. Imperial Guardsmen just need to maintain their range, has to use some heavy cover here. All these ones are quite wounded, but do have a Luda squad here, which they can provide suppression. Decides to fall back pretty early, prevent the suppression, and now we do have a Warhammer upgrade there on the Force Commander. Pain Boy and Storm Boys making their way forward to this generators. Asking for a res. Looks like the Mech Boy went down here. He does go ahead and kill the Storm Boys there after being suppressed by the shotgun knockback here, but does run into the Tarantula sentry guns. On the right side, we got these forces captured these points. Primus Psyker has been pointed out. Looks like they have changed up the portrait a little bit. And he's now being upgraded to Earthshaker Helm. The boss pole is inspiring these Gits to fight harder. No, and Lord General has been upgraded to Flak Dragon, and that is the on me ability. No, that's the Primus Psyker Earth ability. Great knockback there by the Casual Devils here, but they do get suppressed there by the Ludas. Sluggers are charging forward in their against those Imperial Guardsmen. He does manage to escape out with the Imperial Guardsmen. Primus Psyker is still in the mix, however. Primus Psyker is falling back. The War Boss still in the mix here. The Lord General needs to fall back as well. It's almost gone down.
The orcs are taking one of our strategic points.
And some boys do jump on top of the Tactical Marines, forcing them to fall back. They are upgraded plasma guns, and scouts are fully upgraded as well. Death Dread is charging forward, trying to get some more gen bashing here. Devastator Marines being deployed on out, likely for a last cannon Devastator. And these forces are now falling back as well. We're seeing quite a bit fired by the shooters. These generators are getting bashed quite a bit as well. The Knob leader with the anti-vehicle weapon, the burners from the Death Dread, they can go down quite quickly. The Force Commander has been upgraded the Power Fist. I end up getting some more vehicle melee. Soulboys charge on in, which now has suppression there thanks to the Knob, but only the melted guns there. Last Cannon Devastator does fire a shot off there, and it does get the disable there with the Power Fist, but the Last Cannon Devastator needs to push his way forward to engage that Death Dread. Painboy will manage to escape on out of there, and these Tactical Marines are receiving quite a bit of fire by the Stormboys, but the Stormboys are forced to fall back to push firepower in their region. Mech Boy is still in the mix. Mech Boy has quite a bit of health as well, but now the Force Commander will need to fall back. Does not get another stun off there. Last Cannon Devastator does find a good hit there onto the Death Dread, but he is out of range now. On the right side, we got quite a bit of fire there. There must have been a creeping barrage.
We are losing a requisition point to the enemy.
Sluggers are seeing quite a bit of fire there. And now we do have a Weird Boy deployed now. And he does throw out that Zappy Orb, which is doing a bit of damage there, but not a whole lot. Not so sure what it actually does anymore. Thought it does damage, but guess not. Good damage there, but there is knockback suppression there from the Lord General. It's for the Flak Jacket, the income ability. This damage also makes him immune to knockback. Lord General gains receiving quite a bit of fire right there, and there's the Primus Psyker ability. I'm not sure what it's called. Over here, we got a pretty sizable flank pushing its way forward, I think. Not so sure what's being called on right there. More Tactical Marines. Just reinforcement drop pod. Gain some good damage there. Over here, we do have the Force Commander trying to save his last Cannon Devastator. The Death Dread's still alive, but has not been repaired up. Force Commander's getting some good special attacks there as the Tactical Marine squads are now falling on back. Primus Psyker is receiving quite a bit of fire as well. The Primus Psyker does go down, and the Sluggers are being suppressed there. Ogren's now charging on forward. It looks like they've got severely spread out there. Imperial Guards are charging forward. The Ogren's Bonite Sergeant just went down. And the Ogren's about themselves about to start going down as well. We've got the incoming ability there, and the Ogren's do get fully wiped there. Ooh, a lot of losses there by the Imperial Guardsman, just down to his Imperial Guardsman himself. Gain some great damage there onto the Slugger. And over here, we've got the shooters now making the advance. Maybe an Executioner turret. Deploy out field gun by the Lord General and deploy out Executioner turret wouldn't be half bad. Put someone right around here to get good coverage. Maybe on the high ground as well. The War Boss has not received any more upgrades at the moment. We do have for the Force Commander as well, the Sacred Standard. Grants them increases their damage and all that stuff. Nice little aura ability. Mech Boy is still down. The War Boss does manage to retreat out. And the Storm Boys are right here charging these forces. We do have a War Truck now being deployed out, and the Force Commander going for Tier 3. Alright, now Predator wouldn't be half bad. Terminators wouldn't be half bad either. does manage to jump away from the Force Commander before the special attack there, as Force Commanders receive quite a bit of fire from all the shooters. Good knockback there by the Scout Squad. No fault frag.
Additional units have become available,
Imperial Guardsmen pushing their way forward, getting some good damage in, but the slugs will force them back. Do also have the Luda in the mix as well as another multi-las turret here, which will not really accomplish all too much. Plasma guns can do some damage to the war truck, not a whole lot. War boss makes its way forward. No heavy armor, no spiky bits. More generators being smashed against the humans. They have lost a lot of generators, especially up north. Scouts going for perhaps a shotgun knockback. They do get a great knockback there, and the war boss is now fully retreating. Last cannon devastator trying to hit that war truck, getting hits onto the war boss, but not on the war truck. Stormboy's now charging forward, does get some suppression there onto the Tactical Marines, as the Stormboys are severely wounded now. They actually will get fully wiped there. And here comes Rocks. He does fall back in time, but they're... No, not in time. Now they're getting annihilated. A Commissar just went down there as well. He still has the Sergeants. There's going to be quite a bit of reasonable reinforcement costs for that. Both the human players are up to tier 3, and the mech boys now get tier 3 as well. Fire grenade does get dodged there as the Force Commanders charge on forward. Tactical Marines still finding some good range damage.
has reached level 6.
More generators being bashed by the Death Dread. The War Boss is being upgraded the Power Claw, and we do have tier 3 Knobs. Weird Boy's still alive as well. Doesn't appear to be any upgrades at the moment.
Adding support structure.
Got a little bit quiet at the moment as the shooters are making their advance now. Tactical Marines need to eye some of this heavy cover in the region, but gotta keep their forces spread out to prevent any sort of AoE effect. Well, these forces are quite condensed. Got a Lehman Russ being deployed now, and a Land Raider Redeemer. The Land Raider Redeemer is actually a pretty good option at this moment in time. There's a lot of congested forces here, and the giant flamers will do a lot of damage. Does get the knockback there onto the sluggers, forcing them back. The War Boss still trying to force, so has the Heavy Claw upgraded. No heavy armor either. Here comes the Executioner turret on the Lehman Russ, able to get some good AoE damage. Speaking about AoE damage, Death tries to make his way forward. Looks like it may have something here. Not sure what it is. Looks like the Mech Boys Mega Rumble with Garrett's and the Earthquake ability. The Knobs, however, getting knocked around by the Earthquake. Lehman Russ is trying to retreat. The Imperial Guardsmen need to fall back as well. They're severely wounded. They may not escape on out. There's 2 models remain, so he needs 2 melee hits to wipe them out. He does not get the kill there. Lehman Russ is having trouble with these Knobs, and he is going to receive some support from his teammate. He does fall back to the Knobs entirely. And we do have the Mech Boy now repairing up with Death Dread. The Mech Boy doesn't have a whole lot of forces remaining, while the War Boss has a lot of force. A Land Raider Redeemer has been deployed. Keep Nas near Mech. Knobs, I will buff them. There's the Lehman Russ and Land Raider Redeemer. They have a massive amount of AoE damage now out on the field. does garrison inside of one of his squads. And it looks like these shooters will be forcing back. They try to go for more hits on the power generators, but there's no more power generators that remaining. That may be because of them.
An ally has secured a requisition point.
Looks like the Lord General has been upgraded to melta guns, which upgrades him and his stormtrooper bodyguards of melta guns. A lot of forces pushing their way forward, but into the giant flamers of the Land Raider. He will receive a lot of AoE damage. Now it's time to make a charge. Does use the frag launcher ability. Leaving Russ is getting some good damage on the flank. We're seeing some fire from the weird boy. Slug's making his way forward as well. We're seeing quite a bit of fire. Got the income ability being activated there as the Knob Squad is trying to tie up these forces in melee, getting some good damage in the mix. Gigantic Flamers are pushing the way forward. The War Boss does go down. The Knobs are engaging. He also now using the good damage there. The Lord General does go down. The Imperial Guardsmen get ripped apart by the Knobs. But the Flamers are engaging the Knobs as well. We got more Knobs going on out by the Mech Boy. Land Raider, the Force Commander is severely wounded. Needs to get the Land Raider or resurrect the Lord General. Tactical Marines do fall back to the Land Raider.
Scouts ready.
Shooters on the high ground, falling back with the Tactical Marines to the Land Raider. Very nice. This damage on the Land Raider is not going to be very, very useful. We got some Canadian cartridge squads holding out.
The enemy is capturing one of our
Asking for a res right here. This VP is not being captured up. Looks being captured up by the scouts now.
fortifications are under assault.
And I just realized something. My voice may be a little bit too quiet. Let's just turn on the volume a little bit. There we go, that should be a little bit better. These forces are starting to fall on back. We've got some Tactical Marines behind heavy cover.
Victory point secured.
And that is Imperial Guard's bunker. Likely going to be a repair bunker meant for the Land Raider Redeemer, making a good hard point. He could potentially deploy a turret here as well for more firepower. Power generators now receiving quite a bit of fire. And the power generator here now getting smashed as well. A little bit late for a power generator, but the Mech Boy still actually needs more power, actually. Never mind. Imperial Guardsmen will need to fall back. And Imperial Guardsmen will likely get wiped out. They do get wiped out there. Bit of an oversight there. Mech Boy does charge forward, being trying to use the Earthquake ability. Does even stun the Terminators. And now the Knobs are charging on forward, trying to gauge that Lehman Russ. He's trying to gauge the Flamers from the low ground. Lehman Russ does in fact go down. And like I have Lightning Claw upgrades there on the Terminators, which would be excellent infantry. Good frag grenade there by the Canadian Cartridge Squad. Getting some good damage onto those Knobs. Terminators are doing a good job of holding off the line as well. We've also got Tactical Marines on the low ground. We'll wipe out that Shooter Squad. Terminators do teleport away, trying to get healed and reinforcements from the Land Raider. King Cartridge Squad sprinting away. And this bunker is rigged to explode. Does put explosives in the back, catch some booby traps, and does go ahead and detonate it there. Knob Squad will get fully wiped there. The War General will perhaps need to just get some reinforcements, getting some long-range firepower. A heavy weapon team wouldn't be half bad to provide some suppression. Or honestly, probably Stormtroopers or Canadian Cartridge Squad. Looks like the Orc players think they may have lost the game.
Support structure complete.
Asking for one more push from his teammate, very understandable. He's getting out some flash kits now. The war boss could deploy out a heavy loot tank, wouldn't be half bad as well. The opponents don't really have a whole lot of anti-vehicle fire weapons, do they? Yeah, not any. Does retreat back nice and early, trying to avoid the earthquake.
Target destroyed. Valor and duty.
That power point does get decrewed. The mech boy still needs a bit more energy. Knobs being deployed out by the war boss.
Adding power to
Flash gets, of course, an AT or Melta weapon. I'm not sure how else to describe it. They
the enemy is
doesn't say what type of damage. Oh, psychic DPS. Costs a bucket of teeth. Must be good. Charging forward now. The knobs have been buffed up. We do got a lot of forces here. The shooter squad does fall back quite early. Got a lot of Imperial Guardsmen forces here, and they're not going to be knocked back anytime soon. Land Raiders receiving a bit of fire as well, but the Imperial Guardsmen could repair them up while in combat. Yep, and the knobs just not able to push strong enough for a sustain to the Land Raider. What they needed is actually some tank busters to launch some mortar barrages. If he does miss the Land Raider, he'll at least be able to hit everything around them. Does take out the flash kits right there. No, the flash kits actually still have its own model that managed to escape. These knobs starting to make their way forward. And that is the sound of the Force Commander winning the game. This is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.